Hello! So in today's video we're going to be doing an animation around a notifications icon which could be put into a dashboard interface or a mobile app interface or any sort of interface. So it's a lovely animation with Smart Animate and I hope you learn a lot, enjoy it. Let's get into it. All right, so let's get into it. This is the design we'll be working with today. It's a lovely dashboard for a wallet, crypto wallet, um, web app, and the design was is based off of this. So I took a lot of content, the same layout, but of course, huge, massive difference with first it's a light version of it, and this alert section I had to impute that because the animation I'm working on today is a notification icon animation. So I needed to connect what I wanted to do with how it could fit into this dashboard, which brought up this alert section. So, but this is a lovely design, and I love the use of color, and it has lots of content, but it's nice. It looks good. So let's get into the animation. Let me just show the design in full screen so you guys get to see how it is. So of course we have to put it fit to it and then full screen. So yeah, this is how it looks looking good. I made the side panel, I did the same interaction like last time and made both the side panel and the notification bar to be fixed and so we could have the scrolling stuff. And for the animation, this is it. A very cool animation that we could use when maybe a new alert comes in or a new message or notification comes in. It moves up from 7 to 8, and even when you just are hovering around and you come around and this happens, it's a delightful sort of animation that makes your the interaction great on the dashboard. Likewise with this. So let's get into it. Um, so this is the version without the notifications. So and this is the notification I will be using. And I got this from my Iconify plugin. I can't open the plugin right now because I'm using another plugin, but it's I mentioned it last time. Just click on Iconify over here, and you should be able to search for the plugin um, like this plugin Iconify. Yeah, this particular one, which is actually very popular. Okay, let's get into the animation. So the first thing we do is we pick up a frame. I love using this darkish background, so we need something where we could see what we're doing. Now I'm going to lose this frame. I just ungrouped it, right clicking and ungrouped it, and I need to use a color, so I can click on I to grab the color. I think I just did that. So what we're going to do now, we need two parts. There's actually going to be three parts, but I'll group two parts together so it's just two. Now, first is we need to frame this again, right? I didn't want to adjust the other frame because I need it to be exactly at the edges. So I just ungrouped and reframed it. So now the first thing is you hold control while moving it up. So we need it to be like this so that when we clip content by the right here, it cuts it off, right? And so we need another version. I'm going to click on Ctrl D to duplicate, and it has duplicated one. So for this, I'm going to hold Control and bring it down, and also bring this one down. So we're having this and this, as you can see. I'm going to, yep, and this is clipping the content. So inside of it, it's having it full, but because the frame is clipping what's inside, and once this is checked, if the content is much more than the borders of the frame, it's not going to show. So that's what I'm doing. So now it seems like we have two parts, right? Okay, and I'm going to do one more thing. So I'm going to be using this layer panel so to look at what I'm doing. So I'm going to name this as top. I'm going to name the other one as bottom, and then I'm going to frame it. But before I do that, let me bring the third part. So the third part is the number on the notifications, and so I'm going to do an ellipse, right, like this. And if you see, the ellipse entered where the top frame, and then I'm going to put a number and say 7. Okay, a very very small 7. um yeah, I think, and that is because the entire thing is so large. But yeah, let me clicking on K, or coming here and clicking on this scale tool, but I like clicking on K a lot. I'll just scale everything down. To something that's not too much, or I'll do that when I'm done with doing what I'm doing. So click on 7, right? Click on V to go back to the normal design properties. So we are going to use 14 or 16 thereabouts. Still too small for me. I'm just going to use K to bring it up. I'm going to use bold. This will be red, brightest red like this. And then our 7 will be white. EP. I think the 7 should just go up to click on K and raise it up again. Yeah, it's good enough. It's good enough. We're having it. Alright, so I'm going to group the 7 and the ellipse together. And so we're having the group. If I'm going to name this group, it's good you have all your frames named when you are prototyping. So especially when you're using Smart Animate. So, but it's not like I name everything. So um, I'm not a name freak like that. But it's actually a good thing to name all your frames. So we have 7. We have the top, and then we have the bottom. I'm going to bring the top and the bottom and frame them together again. I'm going to call this frame bell. So it's the everything, right? So this is bell. This frame is this guy here, right? So next thing we're going to do now is to duplicate this. So duplicate this. I'm clicking on Shift and Alt at the same time. So then we need to take this number to the side. So you have to visualize exactly how the animation is going to work in your mind, so you'd be able to know how to do it. So what I want to do now is, this is big. I'm going to bring it here, and then it gets smaller. So here now, I'm going to click on Okay, it's already in scale mode. I like using scale for this kind of thing. Um, okay, so we have it like this, and we duplicate again. Now, this one, this number is going to go to the back. I clicked on the back space button. I think that's what it's called. But just after P, OP, and then the backspace, which takes it to the back. But you could also just right click and I think, yeah, bring to front, send to back. This is the one I clicked, which took it to the very back. So I will bring it up a little bit. Now, one thing I want to do, let me bring up. I'm going to click on V to take it back. So I have more space. Now, one thing I want to do is move this one to now I'm going to use the everything here. I'm going to move it like -10, not too much. Let me use -10 in angle here, and I'm going to do the same thing here and say -10, and then I'm going to move it here like this. I'm just eyeballing it right now. And okay, I could use my arrow to, and let me take it away a bit. Yeah. Okay. Now for my 7, I think my 7 can stay 0. You can stay 0. And so I'm going to do this. So I don't know if you are seeing the animation already. So what I'm doing is this one is going here, becoming smaller, going to the back while the bell goes like it's ringing, goes to the tilts to the left, and then it tilts to the right, and then it comes back while the 7 comes forward again. So that's what I'm trying to do. So now we need to take this, we need to take it 10, so it's opposite, and same likewise with this, we do 10, and we bring it here. The number we are going to do 0, and take it up. Now it seems, I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like it's the 7. Okay, I'll just do it and then see. So the last one we'll be having now is for it to come back to its original. And I'm clicking on Shift and Alt to duplicate, or Shift and Option if you're using a Mac. Whenever I am moving a frame, I always click on Control because sometimes it just moves some other stuff that I didn't plan for it to move, because perhaps the constraint is in such a way where it's constraints to the frame. So I always hold Control while moving my frame edges. Alright, so let's take it back to 0 and same likewise you to 0. And then I'll center you here, align you center, and I think there's a huge about 12. Wow. And I'm going to 12. So this one now, okay, so here's where I think there was an issue. So if you see it comes here, then it's supposed to go to the back and move to this side. So this is supposed to come over here and then come forward again. I clicked on the forward slash, which is not forward slash, but the back space that's to the other side. We bring to front, and so it's now at the front, or it's supposed to still be at the back. But then when it comes, so I'm going to take it to the back for now. So here's at the back. It goes from the back to the back to the other side of the back, and then on this side. Now on this side, so I'm just going to delete this. So um, and adjust the number a bit. Yeah, yeah. So this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to duplicate Shift and Alt, and now bring everything back just the way I did earlier on. Um, 0, center it, align it to center. Maybe bring it down a bit. Sorry. Um, so I'm holding on Alt to see the 2.8. You could use that for your measurement when you are trying to note the spacing between elements. So I'm going to do this 0, and and I could just copy this. I don't know, it may cause some issues sometimes. Um, sometimes it does that, but it shouldn't ideally cause an issue. So I'm just going to hold on this frame and click on Ctrl V, and it goes back to exactly the same spot it was in the original um, frame. So let us prototype. But before prototyping, I want to make all of these components, right? Um, so now instead of clicking here, create component, if you do that, it's going to create just one component. We don't want that. We want variants of a component. So you are going to click on this arrow and click on create component sets. If you click on create multiple sets, multiple components, it's going to create each of them as a component. We do not also want that. So click on create a component set. Now we are going to connect them, and so we click on this to connect to this. Now we will use while hovering, or you could also use mouse enter, whichever one. So I'll use while hovering and ease out 300. That's fine. So make sure it's in Smart Animate, because that's what makes the magic happens. Now the next will come here, and we want after delay. So we do 1 millisecond. So it's as though the trigger is hovering on this, and it then smart animates to this, and it doesn't have to wait for another trigger for it to continue in progression. So that's why we use after delay and use 1 ms. I wish I could do 0, but it's not possible on Figma. Or is it? Maybe they've done something like that. Nope, it's not. So we do the same thing for the rest of them. After delay 1, after delay 1. Now for the last one, I'm going to actually do I'm going to do when the mouse leaves. That's why I said mouse enter could also work. So when the mouse leaves the space for the place where the animation is happening, it stops. It actually goes back to the original one. So when you come back again, the animation starts all over again. So and then smart animates. We could also do a delay, but no need for delays right now. It's not needed. So we're done. Let's see if this works. Usually you see it could actually work right away, or there could be some issues and you have to. So I just I just duplicated from the first one. You could also just copy and paste. That also work. So I'm going to I'm going to play it on the prototyping panel to see, and it's loading. Wow, perfect. Now, um, this is lovely, but the ending, I would love it to be, I don't know. Let me check if there's something I could do to where's the ending. So we have um, so, and I believe what is happening. Remember when I copied from here instead of actually manipulating this? So that's what's happening, and that's why sometimes it's just better to do the manipulation than to copy. Even though they have the same names, it's you could just do that manipulation. So, but let's see. This is number 7. Everything seems to. It's also. Oh wait. So you know this is in this frame called top, but this one is on its own. It's not in top. So we need to bring it into top, and that should fix it. So because if the names are okay, it's up and it's in the right position and frames and everything, it should work. Let me even see this. This is in top, you see? So this is in top, number and then vector. And so this one should be in top, the frame called top, number, and then vector. So let's try it again. Perfect. Not perfect, perfect, but I like it. It's great. I prefer it than when it just had that. Yeah. All right. So what's left is for us to put it into copy this or move it, whichever one, because we could also make other copies. But I'm going to do Ctrl V, Ctrl V here. It's pasted here, not where I want you to be. And we could do Shift. We could scale it. So click on K to go to your scale tool, and it's here. Great, great, great. All right, so let's see how it looks now. Um, we could also just preview it here in by clicking on Shift and space at the same time. That's one thing you could do. And all right, I don't know why I'm not liking. There's something wrong over there. um, so I'm thinking. Okay, so let's just try it in the full view. Sometimes I prefer viewing it in the main view. So uh, uncompleted, yep. Um, so I'll close this full screen and let's see how you look. Okay, so it's actually good. It's actually good. So the only adjustments I could probably do is maybe increase the 7 a little bit, and but it looks good. The animation itself that I wanted to show is looking great. So that's a lovely animation that you could use for the dashboard. You could also use it in a mobile app where you have your notifications um, icon and in other different maybe bottom navigation bar. So it's just a very cool animation that it's delightful. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.